Hi guys, it's Marta with Fun in Third. If you are new to my channel, I am a third grade math and science teacher, but for the 2020-2021 school year, I will be an English language arts teacher. Yay, I'm super excited. So as promised today, I am going to show you a inside look into Library Cat and Library Theme. So let's go ahead and get started. So as you can see, I have my library scrolling across the screen. But before we get into Library Cat, I want to show you Library Theme. Now, if you have not already viewed my prior video on organizing your library, you may want to view that one first before you view this one because it's going to show you how to log into Library Thing and get an account. So I won't go over that here. I just want to jump right in. So I will link the description below. If you are just joining us and you need to see the prior video, I'll put the description below and you can click on it to watch that one first. Okay, so here we go. I am going to go to Library Thing, and because I already have an established account, everything is going to pop right up. And so what you are looking at is my administrative home screen, which is what you will have once you establish your account and you begin entering your books. I showed on the last prior video how to enter books because you will need to download the app. So again, if you haven't viewed that video, you may want to go back and view that one. So now there's a big message here at the top that says big news, Library Thing is now free to all. So that is it's very exciting. Now I didn't know that they charge for Library Thing. Now I do know that they charge for Library Cat, which we will go over in just a little bit. So now just to go through all of the tabs here, there is a home button, a profile button where I can build my profile. They have connections, recommendations, reviews. Reviews, they have, this is really good because they have reviews of all of the books that you have in your library. Other people have reviewed the books, so that is available to the students. If you go up here to the top, you will see all of the books that you have in your library. And so I definitely have added to the amount of books that I initially purchased. So you will see books that I have added in a book haul video right after this video. So that will be the next video coming up, is another book haul where I will show you all of the new books that I have added to the library, because I have nearly 300 books now. We're looking to get more, and I'll talk about that in the haul video. They have groups, which is basically these are other groups that in other libraries that you can click and join into, which is a really good thing. So let's go back to the home screen. So here you will see all of the books that you have in your library. It says it here, and you can create collections of different books. For example, I have a series of Zombie Crashers and Captain Underpants books, so you can create collections for those. In addition to that, it has all of the covers of the books that you have. You can click either way. You can either click on a directly on a cover to look at the details of the book. It also tells you the date that you added the book to your collection. It gives you the reviews of the book that have been left by other people. If they have, here it gives this book 3 stars, and it lists the members that have rated the book, and just more information about every single book that they have in their system will be placed in the profile for you to look at along with your library. Okay, so I'm back to the screen where I can see all of the books. It shows I have about 6 pages here of books that you can look at. So as you can see, this program is really very easy to navigate through. So you can also, if you want to add a book, you can add a book through this way. All you have to do is put in the title, the author, or the ISBN number and click search. You can do that, but I prefer to use the app because it has the scanner and the barcode. And again, you can watch that through my prior video. Okay, so here is how you can pull up the books by Lexile reading level. So you're going to go to your books, and if you look across the top, you'll see your library list covers Lexile measures. You're going to want to click on Lexile measures. And so since I teach 3rd grade, I have a list here, which I'll link this down in the description. But this list kind of gives me the Lexile level conversions. So I know that 3rd grade reading level starts around 550. So between 550 and 675. So I am going to start at 550. And then end this at 675, which will give me all the books that I have that are on 3rd grade level. So I have about 23 books, according to the chart, that are on the 3rd grade level. So I know that I want to definitely add to my list of 3rd grade level books. Now, of course, I want my kiddos to read above the 3rd grade level, but this kind of gives me a viewpoint to know what I'm starting with as far as books that I have currently that are on the 3rd grade level. Now, when I leveled my books, I kind of showed a little bit different. Because we use the guided reading leveling system, I was able to see that I have a little bit more books, so that's something that I'm definitely going to have to check on, but this kind of just gives me a starting point. So here, when it says styles, it can list the books. You will have to customize how you want your styles, the way that it actually shows the book. So you can do that in settings, and that's display styles. When you see the A, B, C, D, E, you customize this as to how you want it. And for me, I'm perfectly fine with the way that it's already set up, so I didn't change that. If you click on About You, it's going to tell you how many books that you added on a daily basis. So you can go in and see how many books you added per day. And so I really think that's a really cool thing. It keeps up with all of the statistics of when you're adding overtime for your books. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on to Library Cat. And Library Cat is the actual system that your students will use and see when they are checking out the book. Library Thing is kind of for your usage, and then Library Cat is for usage and the student usage. This is how the students will actually check out the books. So you will need Library Cat and Library Thing both working together. Okay. Now, here is what your students will see. Let's refresh my screen, because normally when you pull up Library Cat, your books are scrolling across the screen, which I just love that. So all of the books that I have scrolling across the screen, all of the books that I have in my library will be scrolling across the screen. Now, of course, it will take them forever to sit and watch the books roll across, so they have the ability to search your books. So they can type in, if they want to look up all of the Diary of a Wimpy Kid. So they are able to type up Diary of a Wimpy Kid, and it will show them all of the books that I have in the library for that. So that is showing available. No one has checked it out because I don't have any students yet. So that is still available. Let's say they want to look up. I only have one Diary of a Wimpy Kid book. So let's look up. Actually, let's look up the whatever after books, since those are the ones that are popping up right now. Because I know I have quite a few of those. So they're all the whatever after books that I have in my system, and they can just click on it, and then once they click on it, then on this left side it will show, once I start adding patrons, it will show the ability to check out the book. So let's kind of look at that system because I had not went into that. Let's get back out of here. And right, so here is the little home icon is where you can go to the admin screen so that you can manage your library cat. Okay, so I just want to use the same tab. I don't know why I put it in another tab, but anyway. Okay, so now if you notice, it says my payment method has not been set up. I have not put in my debit card, but I will be doing that. I have about 19 days left in my free trial. It gives you a 30-day free trial. Then after that, you have to set up a payment plan, which is perfectly fine with me. It's really nominal. It's not a lot. Let's actually look and see if they show you the options. Payment setup. Okay, so for teachers, they have a monthly subscription of $3, a yearly subscription of $36, or you can pay a one-time fee of $36, which is not bad. And in order for you to get this fee or this payment method, it has to be a volunteer library, and all teacher libraries are volunteer libraries. So if it's like a school library, then it will be a different pricing point. We are lucky that it is very nominal, $3 a month. I would gladly pay that so that my students can have the ability to check my books in and out without me having to use any type of paper. So I am looking forward to that in the fall. Okay, so now here is the check in and out. Now, in order for the students to check a book in and out, you have to have students listed, and that's where the patrons come in. I have not added in any students, so let's just go ahead and do that. I'm gonna just put in Joe Sample. All right, and see where it says barcode, patron ID. I would put their student ID and it's 6 numbers, so I'm just gonna say 999999. All right, and then I'm going to click save because I'm going to come back and delete him out later. So now that I actually have a student, Joe Sample, let's see here. Let's go back to my library. And now Joe Sample wants to read World Zombie Nation, or World Zombie Nation. So it is saying that this book is available. Go to check out. So let's select the book, and then the due date, we're gonna say 7 days. I actually feel like that's still a lot. I will probably not allow a student to keep a book more than 2 days. So let's just okay. So now let's go back. We've got it saved in there that he's checked out the book. So now let's go back and see. Now, if we could click on Joe, it shows that he has checked out the Zombie Nation book. So now, We can renew it. We can also go back and edit. If I want to delete this totally out, I can. Just so many options as to how, and what I plan on doing is, and it also tells you how many books you have checked out, how many books you have held, how many patrons. The patrons are your students. So just so many different ways to keep everything organized and digital. So okay, so I would like to show you how to customize your library page. Now, of course, when you put in your last name, it's going to automatically pop up as your last name's library. But if you want to change that, you can absolutely change that. So I'm going to go down, and where that lock is, it would normally be a home screen, a little home icon down there. So you just click on this icon where my mouse is, and it will bring you to the Tiny Cat admin screen. So I am going to click on settings, and it's going to show you just the basic settings as to how your screen can look when you first log into it and when your students see it. So here I have my library name as Mrs. Picker's Library. That's how I choose to keep it. You can also edit it to where it shows Amazon covers, or whatever kind of cover you want it to show. You can do that as well. Here on the homepage screen is where you can upload a logo. Of course, I wanted my Bitmoji as my logo, and then I wanted to add welcome to our classroom library, read it, love it, and of course return it. This is also going to be on a stamp that I have ordered so that I can stamp each and every one of my books so that they will know that book belongs to Mrs. Picker's Library. So I'm super excited about this. I plan to definitely, once I get the roster for my students, I plan to enter their names and enter them by library number. Now, I will say, lunch number. But I will say, when I just tried to do that, it didn't work. So they may have to check it out by first and last name. I'm not sure how that's going to work yet. I'm still working out the kinks. What I'll do is I will have 2 managers, one manager in charge of checking the books out, and one manager in charge of checking the books in and putting them back on the shelf. So, and I also will have a roller cart in my classroom where I will have it clearly labeled for them to pull books and put the books that students have checked out. I will have, another thing that I'm trying to figure out too is, am I actually going to allow the students to go to the bookshelf to actually pull the book, or will I let that be the job of the librarian? Those are all things that I need to kind of figure out as well. So you guys kind of give me your input in the comments on how you guys will handle that. But I am thinking that I will have the librarian pull the books off the shelf and put them on the cart. And then, because the cart is 3-tiered, so I can have a shelf for pulled books and then a shelf for returned books. And that way, I don't have a million students at my bookshelf. By the way, coming up as well, I am going shopping with the hubby. He's going to take me out to get a few things for my classroom. There are a few pieces, for example, a bookshelf that I want to buy to be able to hold all of my books. So a couple different videos coming up, so stay tuned, guys.